Rights Unit, Christy Conley and Kristen Onofre. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Seems like about a year ago you were here last.
Yeah, right around April.
So, a couple of events that your office puts on every year, and we've got the Victims of Violent Crimes Memorial event
Yeah.
coming up this month. Tell us about, first of all, the event, and then we'll talk about how it all came to be.
Sure. The event we're hosting, it's going to be on Saturday, August 16th at 11 a.m. We have decided to push it back about an hour. Usually it starts at 10, but we have come to notice that 11 works a little bit better for people's schedules.
And usually it rains.
It does. It does. It does. So
Yes.
hopefully we can avoid a little bit of that, bring everybody in the community together so they can just spend some time together with other families that have lost a loved one to a violent crime.
No, it doesn't rain all the time, but we've had some rain. But you know, it's not a it's a sad day,
Yeah, it is.
and it's an opportunity really for those survivors to get the support of the community. So
It is.
I think it's great when we get a nice turnout.
It is. And we typically get a really nice turnout, and we've already had people reach out asking if their loved ones' plaques from this year are already up, and surprisingly they are. They got up a little earlier than expected this year, so some people have been able to go out and look at their loved one's plaque that they had asked to have a picture put up.
You know, that's interesting that you say that, because I wondered how families feel about that. Are there those who just they don't want a public memorial?
Yeah, we have a lot of families that opt not to have a plaque put up, but it's an application process that we send out to everybody once a year that has lost a loved one that year, and they have the opportunity to fill that application out and choose whether or not they wanted that up there.
How many are you adding, or have you added for this year?
8.
8. Oh, that's sad. I looked at the plaques the other day, and they go back 20 some years, and I recommend people take time and go through and spend time with the
Yes.
memorial. You'll see names and you'll think, oh my, I forgot, you know, or I remember when that happened. Because these were pretty much all cases, these were like news stories. It was a violent action.
Yep.
It wasn't a car crash. It was someone's hand, typically.
A lot of them are homicide victims. There are a couple like OWI causing deaths victims that are up there as well. So
We're going to run out of space.
Yep, we rely a lot on the community for donations. Hopefully, we can make it a couple more years without having to put up a new monument.
Yeah, let's stop the violent crimes.
Yeah, it's really important.
How did this all come about, Christy?
I'll let
Kristen.
so I believe it was back in 1989. Larry Mentick's son, James, was murdered in a robbery at a convenience store. In 2005, he dedicated the memorial to victims of violent crimes. From my understanding, I believe he didn't want to visit a cemetery every time he went and saw his son. He wanted a special place out in the open where anybody could come at any time of the year. So,
And I remember when he got this idea, and it was dogged pursuit of something happening. He spent a lot of time and effort making sure this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's definitely paid off. We have so many families that are grateful for this location.
Now, what will happen at the memorial event?
We have a guest speaker. So this year it is Chief Simpson. He's going to come in. He's going to be our guest speaker this year. Local law enforcement comes to support families. Each plaque that is on the monument, we will say their name in remembrance. And then we have a brief refreshments, and everybody just gets to gather around and talk with each other and reconnect with other families that they haven't seen throughout the year.
I'm wondering if there are names on this memorial who are victims of crime that are open cold cases that have never been solved?
I think there is one or two up there that we do have. This is before my time, so I don't know exact names off the top of my head, but we do have them up there. I know there's been multiple that we've had actually recent calls of people asking about can they have a loved one put up there even if there hasn't been someone that's been a suspect, and the answer is yes, they can.
Yeah, so there are unfortunately unsolved cases that obviously still exist everywhere, that including on that memorial.
Yeah.
And a lot of people might not even be aware that we have an office in the prosecutor's office that is all about victims' rights. What do you do besides these memorials each year?
We attend court with victims. Any crime that has a victim on it, they have the rights to activate their rights and be a part of the case and the process. We communicate with them regularly, attend court, like I had said, with them, meet with families, and go through what the process would look like, and just be a support through the whole process for them.
And it's all victims, all crimes.
Correct.
All crimes, yep.
Yep.
And do you need any help? Are you looking for any kind of, you mentioned it's through sponsorships you're able to fund this memorial. Do you welcome donations?
Yes, we are always welcoming donations. That is how we solely are able to put on these events and leave these plaques. These plaques are at a no cost for all of the families. They cost $230 per plaque, and every year we're able to fund through donations and fundraisers the cost for it. So it's not, right now it's at no cost for the families. We plan on doing another pancake breakfast in October at Queen's Church, and that's great for us.
Awesome to have you here. Thanks for putting this on, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Christy Conley and Kristen Onofre with the Jackson County Victims' Rights Unit. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks to Christy and Kristen and everyone here today. Thanks to our guest, Henry. Great to have you here.